What's up, Dirty Cones? So I have no idea if I've been having trouble downloading videos and then maybe some have been a little bit more explicit than others, so I don't know exactly what I will or have released. So I don't know if you've seen. So I'm going through my med board. It's probably the 8th time I've said that. So as you can see, I'm in uniform, and I'm helping out, talking to people, doing what I can for the Air Force before they retire me. So I'm having a good time, meeting lots of nice people. So yesterday, question was, is it better to be optimistic or a realist? And then today was a follow-up question to, what if willpower, if you're polite to people, they'll let you go other ways. Alright, so what if willpower is not enough? And I think that goes into my optimist or realist. So the bottle is half full or the bottle's half empty. How much am I drinking? Oh, you know what? All right, before I start, Alan Rickman died yesterday of cancer as well. Alan Rickman was Hans Gruber in the original Die Hard. I know it's a little predates most of my 14 to 24-year-old male demographic, but if you haven't seen Die Hard's a good movie. I mean, it's not Oscar, Golden Globe type, but it's got a good story, it's got some jokes, some good one-liners, back in the day, I had to let him go, let off some steam, Bennett, whatever, he's like, welcome to the party, this is back when, Bruce Willis was, on top of the world, and Alan Rickman was perfect. I mean, he was great in Dogma, but, and Harry Potter and all that kind of crap. But Hans Gruber was like the American. He had that accent. It was good. But anyway, so he died of cancer yesterday, so I'm kind of bummed. Because I had heard that they were talking about in like one of the future Die Hards, they were gonna make it like Bruce Lee and the Big Boss, and they were gonna bring him back to Nakatomi Plaza. And they captured his wife. He didn't really care because they weren't married anymore. But he's like, oh, they can't. His son's all, you can't let him kill Ma. He's like, ah. So fights his way up, and then there's some kind of, maybe it's hallucinogenic or a flashback. But Hans Gruber's back in the scene, and so we won't be able to have that anymore. So poor Alan Rickman. Cancer's not the way to go. You don't see like. Kim Jong-un getting cancer, Mother Teresa, nice people get cancer. I don't know why that is. It's just God's cruel joke or ironicness of life that good people get a horrible way to die and bad people live to be forever, but anyway, so positive or realist? I gotta go with positive or optimist with a twinge or a hint or a healthy dose of realism, but you don't want to be the other way around because, a realist, like, oh, we're all gonna die. It's kind of Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown's a realist, and look how miserable the poor dude is. Versus if he just had a little bit of optimism, like, I'm gonna fly the kite, I'm gonna kick the ball, Peppermint Patty ain't gonna mess with me this time. Perpetually positive will keep you hopeful, and if you're alive, there's hope, and if there's hope, you can get through anything. So I'm not saying to be like all, rainbows and sunshines while things are going really, really wrong at that point, but you got to be like, what? There's a cure for everything, even death. Death's a cure. You're dead. Whatever. It's done. So think positive, but also live in reality. Don't be like, oh yeah, I can do this or I can do that, or when you have absolutely no chance of doing that. So I think coming to Indoc with a healthy dose of reality, of knowing that it's going to be hard, that knowing that you're going to be pushed, but optimistic in that, all right, I can do this. I will push through. I will learn. I will get stronger. You know, all that kind of stuff. I should turn there, dang it. Oh, another Walmart. Man, Walmart is like the new style of empire. They just keep moving. Them and what's that other shitty Starbucks? So, let's see, yada yada yada. All right. You know, it's funny. You know, sometimes I lose track of where I am, and I think it's okay. It happens when you've hit your head a couple times. You start, you know. I'm sick too. I got all kinds of excuses today. Well, that's about it. I got 2 excuses. I think that's all right. I'm not feeling that good, so and I haven't been sleeping very well, so it's making for rough days. I don't know if you look. I feel old. I look in the mirror. I'm like, God dang, dude, you're looking old today. And so as my therapist, you know, I'm just gonna lay back and tell you, you know, I have dreams about my mom, and you know, she's naked. And it's horrible. I don't know why. No, I'm joking. I don't dream about my mom. Optimism, realist. Find a balance. Find what works for you. You know, are you more heart-driven or are you more logical-driven? If you're logical-driven, then you're going to find yourself to be more realistic. And so you got to learn to turn that voice down, the naysayer, the we're all going to die, you know, kind of thing, to a healthy volume versus, we're all going to die. And so I think I've beat that horse to death. Optimism, realist. I like optimism. Yesterday I used some jokes that I won't use. All right, so the part of the thing is I'm now back in uniform, so I'm basically representing the Air Force at this point, even though, you know, it's just my opinions. And so if I say something, you know, and I don't want to make the Air Force look bad, you know, I don't want to embarrass everybody who's ever worn the uniform type stuff, so you know, what are you gonna do? So I'm self-censoring myself to make sure that my message is clear and clean and concise, and that nobody's offended. So when willpower isn't enough, say you have a broken leg or shin splints, 4th degree fractures that, you know, are just waiting to break, I gotta go with willpower is always enough. You just don't have enough of it if you think that you can't. And I'll quantify that. So I graduated in doc with a broke ankle. It hurt. I was living off 4,000 milligrams of Motrin. It worked, you know. But I've met other guys who broke tibs, fibs, 4th degree shin splints, all kinds of stuff. So I don't think I'm alone in you know, willpower through indoc. But you know, look back through the years. The movie was 8 years in Tibet, and I don't remember the whole thing, but 2 Germans escaped in Tibet and crossed the Himalayas, or at least something pretty high, to get to India. What was it? Yeah, Brad Pitt and another guy. He was in another movie. He's a good actor. I like him too. But I understand the question, but I think you're not thinking big enough. Like if you want to do great and grand things, you can't let a voice get you. You can't let an ankle, a break, whatever is going on in life, you can't let it get to you. So I gotta go with willpower will always be enough. I'll take willpower any day over talent or, you know, strength. Because look how many guys are strong, but can't. All right, look, bodybuilders, right? These guys are huge. They're dedicated. They're eating, you know, 5 times a day. They're working out 9 times a day. They're doing all this kind. They're not working out 9 times, but you know what I'm saying. They're doing all this, But what's it for? They look good and they serve no purpose in helping the world. So what if those guys took that dedication, took that commitment? You took a professional football player, and turned that into a special forces. How would we not that we're looking for, world devastation, but how would we not destroy everybody in our path? I'm not saying that the guys that are doing the job right now aren't, but I mean, think about it. So, willpower, very important. A little bit of luck, that always helps. I think that helps with a little bit of Dharma Karma, doing the right thing and being where you're supposed to be. And I think that's life. So willpower. No, please go. It's only yellow. All right. I believe. There's an old Confucius saying that he who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at, and I like it. I keep myself amused, and helps the day go on. So let's see. I have no idea how long this thing's been going, but I've been trying to make them quicker, so you guys seem to like the quickies versus the 20-minute diatribes. But it's all right. I don't. If someone gets something out of my 20-minute diatribes, I'm grateful. I'm happy. It's me working through. Like I said, you guys are like my with Sigmund Freud. I'm sitting here telling you, what's going on in my head, and then I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And sometimes, and I'll leave you with this. So when you're having a bad day, or you're stuck, or you don't know what's going on, talk about it. Right? Everyone's got a friend that they can talk to. Talk to that person, and you'd be surprised letting stuff out. And while you're talking, you find the answer. It's just letting it out, and you hear it. You're like, oh, that sounds ridiculous. Why am I worried about that? So, I think just chill and be happy, and you'll be fine. So, thank you for listening, and I hope everybody's having a good day. And stay warm, stay healthy, keep working out. Remember, the only bad workout is the workout that didn't happen. Booyah.